Hello, everybody. My name is Jake. I'm a full-time eBay reseller, and things have been going really well on eBay lately. This is a live question and answer. So if any of you guys have any questions about eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, reselling, thrift stores, if you want to ask me about my promoted listings, any of the processes that we have here, as you guys just saw, my wife is to the left of me. You saw a little smidget of her head right here. She has been helping me in the business a lot. So if you guys have any questions about, hiring employees or any of those processes as well, you can go ahead and put those in the comments. We want to talk about our sales. So over the last week or so, things have really been ramping up. Not sure if you guys have watched one of my more recent videos about our processes and our goals right now. We were selling this time a month ago only about 12 or 13 items per day. When we first moved to Syracuse, we were selling about 18 per day. And this is across eBay, Mercari, and Poshmark. Now we're selling about 25, 26 per day. And just 2 days ago, we had 24 sales on eBay alone. So that was awesome. I've been watching a lot of content in the community right now, and unfortunately, a lot of people are being ultra negative and saying that sales are down and that the economy is terrible and things like that. And so a lot of people are struggling with sales. And to those of you out there who are having a tough time getting sales, I really feel for you, and I want to be compassionate and help you guys get as many sales as possible. And again, I just truly believe it comes down to the basics of finding items that people actually want to purchase, shipping them out in an orderly fashion when you get those sales, and having incredible listings and photos and everything like that. But I know people are sick of me talking about it at this point, but it's an incredible thing when you look things up in the thrift store and you only buy things that have a strong sell-through rate and you reject all of the other items. You will continue to have high cash flow and high sales because you're only picking up things that have that demand and have that sell-through. So I really encourage people to not buy things that they personally want, but buy things for people that the people are actually looking for, that have that strong sell-through. So if you guys have any questions about our sales or about eBay, about business, about personal finance, and any questions that you guys may have, go ahead and put them in the comments, and I will get to them. And if you guys are lucky, my wife possibly will answer them as well. So let's go ahead and hop into these questions. I'm a Reseller, awesome YouTube channel. If you guys haven't checked him out yet, you can go ahead and put your channel handle in there, Shagun, if you want to. You guys should definitely check him out. Looks like he's having some great sales as well. Everyone's just kind of saying hi. Appreciate you guys being here. It's been a while since I've gone live, so I love doing these live streams and doing all this. So appreciate everyone coming out here. Yeah, they've been going nuts on eBay all weekend and today. Sounds like a lot of people are having some really great sales right now, so that's awesome. I really hope everyone's really exceeding and doing well. I did another interview this time with Parker Street Ministries in Lakewood, Florida. This video is now on YouTube under Parker Street Ministries. Awesome. If you guys want to check that out, free plug, go ahead and see what's going on. But yeah, if you guys have any questions about reselling, go ahead and put them in the comments. I find sourcing to be the hardest. I am in Southwest Florida and I feel like I never find anything. Maybe I'm just... Well, first of all, I'm actually going to say great awareness. So there are a ton of people absolutely killing it in Southwest Florida. It's one of the premier places to be for pickers and resellers. So what it comes down to is just leveling up over time, finding those things that actually do sell. There's actually many people that move from different states to Florida to be more successful in this business. So you just got to keep watching what sold videos, keep watching live picking videos, and then in your spare time, keep looking up things that are selling well and keep looking for those items in your area, because they're all across the country, not only in thrift stores, but in yard sales. Not only in yard sales, but estate sales, storage lockers, Facebook Marketplace, there's just so many diverse ways of sourcing. And if you just keep looking for them, you'll find them. Do you ever do sales on eBay other than sending offers? No, I just sell offers, and then at every 90 days, Once my items have been in my store for 90 days, I mark them down 15%. If they're still there 90 days later, I mark them down 25%. If they're still there 90 days later, I mark them down 33%. And if they're still there after that, I liquidate them, or I redonate them and get rid of them. It's just hard to find high sell resell items consistently. So that is the difference of people who really succeed in reselling and people who don't. If all of these items were easy to find and readily available, everyone would do eBay reselling and no one would complain about it. So if you want to find those, it really comes down to how much time are you putting into looking for them, and how much time are you looking into developing that skill set to find them, and how much time are you putting into learning which items actually do sell. It takes a while to learn what items actually sell and how to know an item has a great sell-through rate, even if you've never seen it before. Learning about conditions and brands and how heavy versus how light things are, the quality of items, things like that. But if you want to be good at this job, you have to separate yourselves from everyone else by finding better items. And the way you find better items is you spend more time looking for them and you spend more time increasing your knowledge and your skill set for what you're looking for. Hello, I'm at work, but just popping in to say thank you for all the tips. I listen to your videos after work about every other day, and 80 to 100% of the time I end up learning something new. 2 times now I've seen you talk about something and the next morning I find it at the thrift store. See, that's awesome. Good for you. So yeah, watching these what sold videos, watching live thrifting videos, watching people talk about these items. I mean, there's a lot of people that like gatekeep and won't tell you what actually sells and how to find them, but that's not what we do on this channel. So do UPS policies let you use QR code and calculated shipping? Yeah. So I use calculated shipping all the time, and I use those when I first started, before I got my thermal printers. I would use the QR codes to print off my labels at the post office location. After August, sales started to go up. So Vladimir, it sounds like you're probably new and you're seeing that huge fluctuation. But yeah, sales typically do go up a little bit in Q4 depending on what you are selling. But if you are actually looking up each individual item that you're finding and you're checking to see if it has a strong sell-through rate, you're not going to see as wide and big of peaks and valleys because you're only picking up things that people are looking for and buying. Will we receive a tax statement at the end of 2024 from eBay? So a tax statement, are you talking about a 1099? So if you make more than $20,000 in revenue, not profit, nothing like that. If you just make more than $20,000 in revenue, then they issue a 1099-K, which they send you a digital copy and you have to request a letter in the mail, and then they report your earnings to the IRS if you do more than $20,000 in sales. The government has been threatening that they have to start doing that once you make over $600 in sales. That hasn't become a thing as of yet, but they're flirting with that idea more and more as legislation moves forward. So as of right now, if you make $20,000, hey, my wife, if you do $20,000 in revenue, then they send that 1099-K to you and they report that revenue to the IRS. But as of right now, if you're making less than that, they don't. How is it picking in your new place? It is the same as St. George, but I have significantly more thrift stores, so it's awesome. Yeah, there's just a ton of stuff everywhere, so we're able to find a ton of really good stuff. Plus, I just got 100 pairs of Ray-Bans in the mail today that I bought off of eBay. And yeah, everything's flowing. So I'm really liking the new place for thrift stores and yard sales. I actually have a video coming out soon. I found a really awesome estate sale. I was just in a basement by myself with a ton of Aerosmith memorabilia. And Paige, if you're still here, you would have loved this one because they had a ton of Dungeons and Dragons stuff and a few other board games that have characters. So yeah, it was a really cool one. But yeah, it's been great. It's been great up here in northern Utah. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's my first Q4. Are there any staple buys for this period? So my answer is the same across all time periods of the year. Just buy things that have fast sell-through rates. On top of that, I am buying more ski goggles. I just picked up 2 pairs of Oakley ski goggles today. Those sell significantly better. I'm also looking for more puffer jackets from Patagonia and the North Face, even lesser brands. I wouldn't consider Eddie Bauer quite a lesser brand, even though they are a tier below. But even like 32 Fahrenheit heat from a Costco brand. I was actually looking up their jackets today. And if you can find those for $8 or less, they're actually selling for $25, $30 as well, which I was shocked because there's so many of them. I don't know if it's a Utah thing or if it's a whole wherever Costco's are, but those 32 heat Fahrenheit puffer jackets, they're pretty cheap at Costco. They're just everywhere at thrift stores, and they're actually selling pretty strong on eBay right now. But yeah, so you want to be looking for me specifically, I'm looking for ski goggles. I'm looking for outerwear. And then also decorations for all of the holidays, such as Halloween, Thanksgiving, fall decor, Christmas, and all of that good stuff. But yeah. Are your markdowns cumulative or static? Yeah, it's very, I have to do them manually. And just once, and I'm not like perfect at it. Like sometimes items will get to like 97 days or 92 days. But yeah, every 90 days, and I do this every single morning. So most mornings. So everything that's over 90 days to 180 go at 15%, and then the 25%, and then the 33%. Paige, I know you do every 30 days at 5%, and you just keep tracking down. Correct? Do you buy any model of glasses in lots, as most lots don't have model numbers, as long as they are core brands that sell well? Glasses have been hard for me since exact models aren't listed always. Yeah, they're never going to be listed always. And yeah, you just look for strong brands, and then you can zoom in and kind of see what's going on there. For example, so I bought these. So this box showed up today. It was just 100 pair of Ray-Bans. And they were listed for $500. So after taxes and shipping and fees, it would have been like $575. But I sent an offer for $300, and they countered back with $490. And then I countered back with $325. And then they didn't respond for a day. And then after a day, they responded with $400. I responded back with $325 again. And then the next day, they offered me $360, and I accepted that. But yeah, I just, can't really go wrong with Ray-Ban. If they get to you and they're fake, then you can just return them as item not as described, because they were described as authentic Ray-Ban sunglasses. And if they came here and they weren't, then you would have been in your right to return them. But because they were real, we've already listed like 25 of them. We've drafted 25 of them today, and they are all in the about $40, $45 sell ASP. So my average cost of goods after tax and fees will be like $3.80, and the average sales price will be above 40. So that's good stuff. How's it going, Mike? Doing great. Thank you for asking. I'm in the middle of listing, but I am listening. Just wanted to say thanks for the shout out last week and everything you do for the community. Hope your family and business are doing great. Appreciate you, Phoenix Sales 85. Phoenix 80 Sales 85. He just barely popped up into my YouTube algorithm, which I was super pumped about because I really like his channel. From what I can tell, he just posts once every Sunday, and I really like his style of videos. So everyone should check out Phoenix Sales 85. I know you're listing right now, but you can go ahead and type in your URL. Everyone should go follow. Should go subscribe to Phoenix Sales 85 if you haven't yet. I know I shout out a lot of creators and I recommend a lot of creators, but he's really good at what he does. This is a really good channel to follow, so you guys should really check him out. What's up, brother? Calling you from the ICU at the hospital. Oops. Wouldn't miss you for anything, my friend. Show me some good stuff to keep me going in this world, man. Keep fighting, man. I really appreciate it. Sorry to hear that you're in the ICU, but hopefully you're feeling better. I've been at this eBay thing for 2 years now. My sales do get consistently better over time. And looking back, I laugh at what I was doing before. Just have to keep getting better. Thanks for advice. Appreciate you, man. I still do the same thing. So when I moved here to Syracuse, every day I'm combing through 50, Syracuse, Utah. Every day I'm combing through 50 items and I am editing them and delisting some. And I'm starting with my oldest inventory first, obviously. And I've thrown out, I think, 62 items out of 3,000 that I have in my store right now. So even three years into this, consistently talking about high sell-through rate items being disciplined in thrift stores, I'm still picking up crap that doesn't sell and still getting it out of my store later. So yeah, don't feel bad about that at all. Yeah, just keep. It's really hard for people to just leave stuff, you know. Like you find, so today I found this Bose AV plugin and I'm like, sweet, Bose, this is awesome. I looked it up anyway because there's some Bose that doesn't sell. And for whatever reason, this was one of those Bose items that doesn't sell. I'm like, ugh. And emotionally, I thought about it for a second and I really wanted to buy it. And it was $3 and it sold for $15. Which is a decent margin, but it was it's on the heavier side. So the shipping on it's going to be around $7 to $9 that I have to pay fees on as well. So like my profit on that item really is only going to be like $7, and it had a pretty bad sell-through rate by my terms. It's going to take like over 180 days to sell, but I bought it anyway, and I may end up marking that down in 90 days or in 180 days, all the way to like $10, $9.50, and only make like $250 or $350 on that. But I just emotionally bought it because it's such a strong brand and it's Bose and it's one of my favorite brands. Like honestly, like I'm grateful to Bose because Bose has made me an incredible amount of money, and emotionally I just bought it. And so that's an example. Even today, even right now when I'm in an awesome position where I've learned a lot and I'm being ultra picky and I'm only picking up good items, I still just emotionally buy things sometimes. So, hi Jared's life. How are you? She has left, but she's doing really great. I think she's actually really enjoying working within the business. She's really good at it. I'll show you guys. I got a new desk that I really like. I'll close these blinds real quick. So we got this new desk right here. It's a nice long one. So this is where the printer and the scale is. And then this is kind of my workstation. And then there's also a photo station right here. So for the first few minutes of the live, she was just listing our last few pairs of Ray-Bans. And yeah, it's going really great. So I'm liking the new setup. I'm liking the area. I'm liking the items we're finding. Things are going really great right now. It's awesome. Really excited for Q4. Our sales just keep going up, so I really think that I'm going to be able to hit those numbers that I talked about in my previous video, and super pumped. Let's see what we got here. I'm finding Goodwill isn't even worth walking into anymore. It's really changed over the last year. Yard sales and estate sales are where I find things now. So a lot of people have this business model where they just like go really hard on Saturdays. Depending on where you live, Friday, Saturday, Sunday can be really good estate and yard sales. And people are just going really hard, buying as much good product as they can, and then just listing throughout the week. Because in some areas, thrift stores are just awful. I really do believe that each thrift store has profitable inventory. You just have to look at every single section and be an expert in every single category. But most people aren't an expert in every single category. I sure am not. I'm sure that I walk past hundreds of dollars a month in profitable inventory in the like stamps and frames, picture frames and stamps and art. I just don't know a lot about that category, so I skip over it almost every time. But I mean, there's just money. There's just money everywhere, but we don't have the time to become an expert in every single category and look up every single item. So sometimes it is best to just put the thrift stores on the back burner, depending on your area. Really focus on garage sales and estate sales. Maybe you have the opposite where estate sale companies are just ridiculous with pricing. So you got to focus more on thrift stores. It just all depends on your area, but man, there's just good junk. There's just good junk everywhere in America. It's awesome. Like we are the epitome of a consumer society, and yeah, dumpster dive, curb alerts. Like there's so much good stuff everywhere in every single city, and we just have to find the best sourcing opportunity to get those items. So yeah, it sounds like you got a good head on your shoulders there. Yard sale steals 300. I see you in my chats all the time, so you're doing great. I live in Georgia and thrift stores are high cost. Do you recommend me to drive to South Florida or North to get more profitable items? So I'm not a super huge expert on your area, obviously, but I have actually been I've been thrifting in those areas a little bit, and it all just comes down to each area. So it's not a guarantee that you're even going to find good items in Florida, and it's not a guarantee that you're going to find good items north of you. But what is the guarantee is if you expand your knowledge in a few or a couple or a dozen categories, you will find profitable items everywhere you go. You just have to have more knowledge than everyone else around you. I've been to some like tougher areas where it's not as easy to thrift, and there's still, I mean, I have close to no competition in electronics because people just hate them. Like people hate to resell electronics because of the returns, because of the repairs, because of things not working, because of switcheroos, because of all that. And so like I don't know, like a lot of people here in northern Utah are like, "Oh my gosh, the thrift stores here are awful." And I'm like, "I'm sorry, they're not. I'm sorry, but you're probably just awful at picking. I hate to tell you that, but you're just looking in the wrong categories, or you haven't done enough research to find the items necessary, or you just really like to sell clothing and Goodwill charges a lot for clothing, but they don't charge a lot for rubber stamps. They, or they may not charge a lot for plates. So it really just comes down to number one, learning as much as you can, and then number two, driving further to find that stuff. Can you make some videos on how you use Deal Soldier? I'm a subscriber, but I really don't know how to use it to its full potential. Thank you always for your tips. Yeah, so I have, I think, 2 videos on this channel and then 2 videos on JRide Picks. I'm going to type in here my JRide Picks channel for anyone that wants to check that out. And you guys can check it out. So I think I have 2 videos on JRide Flips and then 2 videos on JRide Picks. So I'll go ahead and post this in the comments if I can get to it. Geez Louise. Copy and paste. Yeah, if you guys haven't yet and you like real-time sourcing at thrift stores, garage sales, and even TJ Maxx and Walmart, stuff like that, you can follow me on JRide Picks. That's where I take you guys live, not live, but I take you guys with me and do the sourcing and stuff. But yeah, I have several videos on both channels about Deal Soldier. And now that I'm getting all settled in and nice, I'll probably be doing a few videos on that in the future very soon as well. Hey, I finally made a live, been binging your videos, just started reselling on eBay and been having a blast. I sell furniture full-time, mostly local, but this is a lot easier on my body. Yeah, dude, that's awesome. You couch flipper? I sold some solid couches back in the day. We're eventually we're deciding if we like this area that we're in right now enough to kind of stay in it long term, or if we want to go a bit south. But once we decide where we want to end up, we're going to be getting a warehouse, and I think we're going to do a lot of couch and dresser and desk flipping as well. So we're excited about that. But yeah, it's a lot funner to just ship out remotes and sunglasses than to haul around sectionals and kitchenettes and stuff like that. What's your thoughts on this new zip code surcharge if a person is doing fixed rate shipping? I haven't really dove into it. too much, but you just have to understand that if you're gonna do business, things like this are gonna happen over and over and over and over again, and you just need to prepare for this. As much as it sucks, shipping is always going to go up. Fees are always going to go up. Variable fees are always going to change, and there's just always going to be more people trying to take from your pie. So you just got to make sure that you're finding items that move fast enough and that move at a decent enough profit that when we do get hit with things like this, we're able to absorb that cost. And then as we absorb that cost, more sellers fall off. And so we actually end up making about probably the same anyway, because other people that don't want to pay taxes or don't want to pay increased fees just stop selling on the platform. So it'll all be good to go. All of my hoodies are selling right now. Yeah, hoodies and jackets, they're all going to start flying. Jake has a pretty wife. Yes, I do, Texas lady. Appreciate you. She's lucky? No, I'm lucky. I'm definitely lucky. Can I get your P.O. box? Got a cool find for you. I actually haven't set up a P.O. box yet, but if you want to email me at jredflips@gmail.com, when I do get that set up, I can send you that. Or if you're a cool guy, I can just give you my home address. Just be very, very careful with it. I always try to pick up Dungeons and Dragons half the time. One of my friends will buy the book off eBay. Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons are sweet. Good resale. So you wouldn't report your eBay income if you make under 20K? I would. I always do. But eBay doesn't report it. So I report. So I have what's called an S corporation. So every time I make a penny, it goes to one bank account. And then the IRA just assumes that I made that total. And then I have to, everything that I spend money on for that business, I have to deduct. So every time I make money on any platform, it goes to that bank account, and then I have to tell the IRS everything that I spent money on, for sure. But yeah, even if I only made like 380 bucks on eBay, I'd still report it. How many thrift stores do you go in a day/week, and how often do you walk into thrifts and walk out with nothing? I go to thrift stores every single day, except for Sunday. And I go anywhere from 2 to 5, just depending on how far I drive. So I usually source from 9 to noon. So, no, sorry, 9. I wish that thrift stores opened earlier, but they open at 9 o'clock. So I usually source from 9 to 1, so about 4 hours a day. And then I also do a lot of Deal Soldier, where I acquire things online and also at like Ross and Walmart and stuff. And then I'm also sniping things off of eBay and Shop Commons and Posh and Mercari to resell. So sourcing, I probably do on average 6 hours a day. And then thrifting, 3 or 4. And how often do I walk out with nothing? No, that's like ultra rare. I haven't had a goose egg yet here in northern Utah, and I've been here for like 11 sourcing days. So at my second location today, I think I only got 2 items, but zeros, that almost never happens. Hasn't happened to me in a very long time. I have some glasses, but I didn't see the brands, just see numbers. How do I find them? Or just should I list like unbranded, just style? Thank you. I would so people search for brands on eBay. Some people like buy things unbranded. It's definitely common. But if you can lead with a brand and a model number, your chances of selling an item go up higher. So if you put black glasses, you're probably not going to sell them. But if you put black Ray-Ban glasses, your chances of selling them increase dramatically. Now, if you put in black Ray-Ban RB 2106 5480, your chances go up again. And then if you put black Ray-Ban sunglasses RB 2106 5480 51-16-140, because that's the measurements, your chances go up dramatically again. And then if you put cat eye, if they're cat eye, or full rim, if they're full rim, you just keep increasing your chances of selling them. For fourth quarter, new with tags, new in-box items sell. Yep, they'll sell year round very good, but especially during quarter 4 because Christmas. How often do you end and sell similar relists? Also, do you discount coincides with the relist? Yeah, so I don't do really the delist thing. I just do the as items get older, I discount them. But just as a little experiment, for the last like 4 days, I've been delisting and relisting, and I don't know, man. I really just always come back to, if you list good items, they sell. And if you list a good item at a good price, it sells even faster. And if you have a good return policy, it sells even faster. And if you have amazing keywords, it sells even faster. So I don't know, the whole delist, relist, the list at a certain time of the day, all of that stuff is just hoopla to me. If you find things that people are actively searching for, you'll make a lot of money in this business. And if you are trying to sell things that people aren't searching for, then you're not going to make too much money. Are you able to go over how you utilize credit for reselling? Yeah, so I don't take out any loans for this business, but I do use credit cards for everything that I spend money on because I'm very disciplined on paying those cards off. So I have a... So I'll kind of talk about my personal finances a little bit because it has a lot to do with how I use credit in my business. So I have zero debt. Well, I have like $1,500 in student loans at a 0% rate. I'm just paying those off slowly so I can use that $1,500 in the stock market to make me significantly more than $1,500 in the future, instead of just using that $1,500 to pay off a 0% loan. Whatever. But we have zero debt. We don't have any car payments. We don't have any credit card debt or anything like that. So on top of that, we have a liquid cash fund of 6 months of our bills. And I use my credit card to purchase everything in my business. Let's see if I can show you guys without showing you any of my personal information. So these are my credit card points for the last 60 days on one card. So 200,000 points. And then over here we have another 70,000 points. So that's basically like a trip to Greece for my wife and I. Don't tell her. I think that's where we're going to go for her birthday. But yeah, so because I'm already buying all of this inventory, because I'm already shipping out all of these items, because I'm already going to pay all of these expenses for my business, and I have a huge cash liquid fund, and I'm very disciplined about my finances, I buy everything in my business with a credit card, and then I pay it off, and then we get to travel the world for free. So that's why I use credit cards for my business, because I get to we just get to do really awesome stuff. What I recommend as far as credit for this eBay business, I wouldn't recommend going into debt for this business at the beginning. I definitely wouldn't. If someone came to you and said, hey, I have, like, this is just an outrageous hypothetical, but if someone came to you with like $100,000 worth of fast moving inventory and they said that you can have it for 25 grand, but you don't have 25 grand, then yeah, I'd probably take out a loan for that if you could get it for under 5%. And if that bank that issued you the loan would let you pay against the principal for double payments, then I would try to pay off that 25,000 as fast as I can to not accrue all that interest. But those hypotheticals just don't happen very often. But yeah, I wouldn't go into debt to buy a computer or a printer or inventory or pallets or anything. I would just grow it. I would just grow it cash. If you find some good inventory and it costs $2 grand and you want to use a credit card but you don't have the money to pay it off immediately, you can go ahead and do that if you believe in yourself and if you yeah. I don't know. I don't think you need to go into debt for this business, but you can definitely utilize credit card points to go on vacations, or you can just go ahead and pay off a good chunk of your cash balances, your credit balances with cash back, and so you can make even more profit. But Yeah, it would increase your profits by 3% if you did cashback. If you have a 3x on all points. But yeah, that's kind of my spiel on that. You should be reporting any income regardless if you hit 20K or not. Yep, it's true. Just wanted to stop by and say thanks for all of the awesome advice you've given. Appreciate you. Do you have a video showing how to buy sunglasses lots on eBay to flip? Thanks. Love your videos. Yeah, I have several. I don't know the names for them, but I think it's like the best way to source for eBay online sourcing. Like I have several where I walk you through it, how to do it exactly. Basically, you just search for lots on eBay and you buy them. And you can do it through buy it now or auctions. I have much more success with auctions. I have like 100 million in inventory, bro. I need a gameplay getting organized and getting stuff listed. I'm trying to buy a warehouse property instead of renting. I'm paying 5K a month rent RN. J Nutty Nutcase. I'm going to be really honest with you. I don't think you have $100 million in inventory. 100. Zendaya isn't even worth like $40 million. So you have. Like, I'm sorry, but like if you had $100 million in inventory, you wouldn't be worried about 5K a month in rent, because you can, if I were you, if I truly were you and I had $100 million in inventory, I would sell $99 million worth of my inventory for $5 million to someone who wants to run that business. And then with that $5 million, go buy a warehouse and list your $1 million worth of inventory and then reinvest all of that money back into your business. Like, I'm sorry, man, there's just no way you have one. If you had $100 million in inventory, you would not be here at all. So maybe you have 1 million. And if you have 1 million in inventory, yeah, just don't worry about rent right now. Just list your 100 million, just list your $1 million in inventory and worry about a warehouse later. You got it. Do you live near a big city? I think that might make a difference in value of items found at local thrift shops. I lived in a small town. Now I live in a big city. Logan, most of the people that like watch me on Facebook are pretty new to reselling. If that's you, you're gonna hear on the internet everywhere that rural areas suck for sourcing, and then you're gonna hear that cities suck for sourcing, and then you're gonna hear that every single state and every single city sucks for sourcing. So I'm in a really awesome place for sourcing, and a lot of people here tell me this place sucks for sourcing because there's too much competition, or Goodwill is too expensive, or all of these things. And it really annoys people and pisses people off when I say this, but I really just think that it comes to the individual picker and business owner. If you think that you can't source quality inventory in your area, you will be right. And if you think that you can source quality inventory in your area, then you will also be right. So just go be right. And I really hope that you choose to be right in the positive angle instead of the negative one. Wait, I did catch you live this time. Yeah, TC, that was funny. TC, I posted a live 8 months ago, and then for whatever reason that he clicked on it in his feed and he thought that it was live. So he was like commenting as the video was going, and he was like saying hey to people in the chat, but it was a pre-recording from 8 months ago. And then I commented on one of the comments and I said, hey man, this isn't live. It was funny. Let's see. How do you feel about gold, silver, and coins? I like coins at the end. Gold and silver, and I like gold and silver like jewelry and sterling 925 and things like that. But actual, what I always pronounce this wrong, bullion, whatever it is, like the actual like buying mints or troy ounces, things like that. It's really tough on eBay. I wouldn't super recommend selling all that stuff on eBay, but coins and gold jewelry and silver jewelry, awesome stuff. Really great stuff to sell on eBay. But the other stuff, I think you need to get a certain amount of licenses, and eBay can, especially if you're a very new account with no sales, eBay will take you down real quick usually. So Do you use app to track your sales for tax purposes? Yeah, so I have an S corporation, so I have an accountant team, and they track all of that information for me through my bank accounts and through their own softwares. If you're looking for one, in the description there's a service on YouTube. You're asking on Facebook. If you come over to YouTube, in the description, there's this thing called My Reseller Genie. It's pretty nice. But also, all you need is the eBay Seller Hub, and then you just need to keep track of your own cost of goods, because that's all you need for tax purposes. And then outside of that, if you are putting miles on your car, you got to record that. If you're doing all that stuff, and I believe My Reseller Genie has sheets like that too. So you can definitely check out My Reseller Genie if you want to give it a shot. I'm just in the description below. But honestly. And if you're cross-listing, wow, I'm actually kind of convincing myself to start promoting My Reseller Genie more, because especially if you're cross-listing, then you have to pull all the information from all of the different websites, and My Reseller Genie does that for you. So, yeah, you can check out My Reseller Genie. You got a solid paid rail. Appreciate it. I know I asked in a video, but is it okay if I go to the same thrift store every day? I have about 15 within an hour drive. Yeah, so like I said, it's completely, I don't know. It just really depends on your area. So when I lived in St. George, it was awesome. I went to the same thrift store every single day at open, and I killed it almost every single day. Here in Utah, I'm also experiencing that. I can go to the same thrift store every single day at open and then keep going back to it, and I do well. But that's not going to be the case everywhere. If you live in a small town that doesn't get a lot of donations, then that's not going to work. If you live in a huge city and a lot of people donate to your area, but then other areas around town don't get as many donations, they may be constantly dispersing those donations to other stores. So, Alex, I can't answer that question for you, and no one else except for you or your competitors in your area can answer that for you. So what you got to do is just go to a ton of thrift stores as often as you can, take mental notes or even notes on paper, and just keep finding, okay, this thrift store kind of sucks. This thrift store kind of rocks. I'm going to keep milking this one until it kind of sucks. I'm going to go to the next one and just keep doing that. But yeah, it's definitely a process of trial and error and just finding the best stores. Thank you, brother. Don't take me wrong. I'm not looking for a pity party from anyone. I just love you guys in this business. Keep me going. Yeah, TC, you're doing great, man. Keep it up. You often say part of the reason you do what you do is to spend more time with your family, but it seems like you work more than a typical 8 hours a day. Can you explain what you mean when you say that? Yeah, I just really enjoy working. And now my wife works with me in the business. But yeah, yesterday, my mother-in-law called me at 1 p.m. and I dropped everything and helped her out with something at 1 p.m. If someone calls me at 7 a.m. or 7 p.m., I can do whatever I want because of this business and the way that we've set it up. So I have extreme flexibility because of the way that we've set up this business. So if I want to, instead of going to work after this call, I could go golfing if I want to. Instead of waking up in the morning and doing my full day of work, I can completely take it off and go to a house of jump with some young cousins that I have. So that's what I mean by that. I can within reason, I can really do whatever I want when I want, and it's really awesome. Is he reading questions from YouTube? Yes, I am, but I am really far back in the chat. I am 27 minutes behind. I love all of your stories, including the guests. Keep me motivated. Thanks again, guys. And no, I haven't taken any meds. There you go. Should you sell free shipping? No. No, I do calculated or flat rate shipping on everything. I charge the buyer shipping on everything. Just out of curiosity, and you don't need to answer if you don't want to, when you moved, were you able to retain your existing employees? How do you go about finding trustworthy people to work with? Nope. So this is very location-based business. My mom actually still she actually cross lists for me from a computer back home, but that's it. Right now I just have my wife working with me. She's going to start her own personal training career, and I'm eventually going to get a warehouse, and then I'll just start hiring employees. Same for every industry. Put out Indeed ads and interview people, and don't be afraid to hire and fire when you need to. How important would you say removing low sell-through rate, not great items from your store is? Do they mess up the store with the eBay algorithm? No one truly knows, but I'd say yeah. Walmart and Target and Barnes and Noble and Dillard's and Macy's, they do clearance. They clearance items on huge discounts, and if they still don't move, they sell them to TJ Maxx or the landfill. So definitely, yeah. Those guys make billions and billions of dollars. Do what they do, in my opinion. So yeah, definitely. If you have stragglers in your business, I would sell them or get rid of them. What's a good sourcing method now that winter is coming? Same thing. Just you got to go to thrift stores and estate sales, and you got to get stuff online, and you got to talk to your relatives and your friends, and you got to snipe on Facebook and eBay. Same thing. Same thing. You probably just lose garage sales and flea markets. St. Louis area Goodwills are not worth walking into, but our outlet is pretty good. I don't know, man. Paige, I love you, but I think that I can find profitable inventory in St. Louis thrift stores. I'll do it one day. Where do you find estate sales? I just do it on Facebook Marketplace. Do you miss Desert Industries? No, I just moved to an area that has like 15 of them. So, so I'm not missing them at all. I'm right there in them every day. What are your thoughts on the sustainability of reselling? Could you do this till you retire? Oh yeah, absolutely. I could do this till I retire for sure. And yeah, reselling started in, Adam and Eve. it's been here ever since, and it always will be. So there will always be resellers, and it may look different than it did 20 years ago, and it'll probably look different 20 years in the future. But yeah, reselling will always be here. What percent of your revenue goes towards your own salary, or do you pay yourself differently? Yes, I pay myself a salary, and I have been advised not to disclose that amount to anyone except my accountant, my wife, and the IRS. But it's a reasonable salary. I find rural thrift stores in Georgia have really good deals. Now other people are saying that Georgia has really bad deals. So I really think it comes down to you. You have to go out and find those deals. You do a great job with your lives. Hey, appreciate that. Thanks so much. Hey, Jake, is your dad still going to have a coin show with you on one of your live shows? Oh, yeah. Yeah, we were going to do that sometime. He's definitely an everything seller who also focuses on coins and bills, but he just sells them on eBay, man. So I don't know if he'd ever even really be interested in doing a live show because he's just so successful on static sales. Yep, I put a stack of 12 pieces of vintage stereo equipment on my curb a few days ago. Yep. People are just, like, honestly, like, if your thrift stores suck that bad, then just go dumpster diving. Like, people are just, like, do you know how many, I really think that you can drive almost anywhere in America on trash day and see 1 to 15 Dyson vacuums every 40 blocks. And does that require a lot of work? Yeah, it's 40 blocks. But you can find 1 to 15 Dyson vacuums every trash day in every city. What time should I go to the same thrift store in the afternoon? Again, Alex, I can't answer that question for you. It's just so different in every single city and state that you gotta come up with that. Because I don't know anything about Billings, Montana. So I can't tell you anything about Billings, Montana. I can't tell you anything about Hell, Michigan. I just don't know. Just don't know anything about those locations when it comes to sourcing, so I wouldn't be able to. And you haven't even told me where you live, so this isn't an all-encompassing thing. My thrift stores are very different from the ones in San Diego, that are very different from New York, that are very different from Lexington, that are very different from Columbus, that are very different from everywhere. So I've not seen you in a while. Did you move? Yes, I moved to Layton, Utah, Syracuse area. My friend gave me some real old valuable stamps of Prince Charles and Diane Olden. You know anything about stamps? No, but eBay does. So just type it into eBay. It'll give you some sold history. Let them fly. Jake, do you watch Tekken Sports? If so, what are your thoughts? Yeah, I watch Tekken Sports. Great guy. Yeah, his channel is full of really great information. And yeah, he's one of the best resellers out there. Can you spell out your email again for me, brother? I think I misspelled the rides or flips wrong. It's literally my name here on YouTube. jwrightflips@gmail.com. So it's jwrightflips@gmail.com. Do you try to use SEO optimized descriptions and or titles? So that is the key when it comes to titles. My descriptions are just a period. I don't do descriptions whatsoever. But yeah, it's called using the right keywords and words in your title. So that increases your sell-through rate and your sales on eBay for sure. I was talking about this earlier. If you have just black glasses, you're not really going to sell. But if you have Ray-Ban glasses black, then you're going to sell them better. If you have all of that plus the model, if you have all of that plus the measurements, if you have all of that plus the type, then you're going to sell more and more and more. And that is SEO. Is your wife working with you full-time now? Husband and wife duo. My brother-in-law lives in Bountiful, and he's a full-time reseller in the sports trading card market. Nice. Yeah, my wife works with me. She's only supposed to work part-time, but she just also is a go-getter and really enjoys working, so she usually works a lot too. She doesn't work like 8 hours a day or anything, but like she'll just work for 3 hours and then she'll go run a couple errands and then she'll come work again for like 2 hours and then we'll like kind of hang out and do some stuff as a couple and then she'll like kind of work for another 2 hours again if she wants to. So I'd say right now she's averaging about 5 hours per day. And she also just started an indie clover closet. And they actually just texted her and said, hey, almost all of your stuff is sold out. Do you want to come like refill your closet? So I don't know, maybe reselling is just in our veins in the writers family. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, she's killing it on Indie Clover and she's really good at listing. She's really good at shipping. She's awesome. Hey Jake, how would you set your shipping policies if you have to sell items over 30 pounds like old TVs or items with 30, 20, 28 box measurement? Thanks a lot. I actually just listed a Sony 13-inch TV. So it was like 27 pounds. There's not a real science to this. I just adjust it and then I look at how much the shipping quote is. And then if I feel like it's too high, then I take a few inches or a few pounds off. If I think it's too low, I just add a few inches. And this just comes with the experience of shipping out a ton of huge items across the country, right? But I just did this and I marked it down to 21 pounds with a 14 by 14 by 14 measurement. Even though the box is going to be like 20 by 16 by 15 and it's going to be 27 pounds, I just marked it down to where the calculated rate was good. Then once it actually sells, I'll go in and I'll put the actual measurements of it and the price will go up for me, but it'll stay the same for the customer and it will still be below what the customer paid for. That's a very advanced shipping method. And I really recommend selling thousands of items before you start dabbling into that. But that's how I do that. Okay, right, pay off that loan for bragging rights. No, man, 0%. 0%. I don't know. I really like Dave Ramsey. I've learned a lot from Dave Ramsey about personal finance and stuff, and he's been like, I generally agree with a lot of what he says. But Graham Stephan, another personal finance mentor that I really like, he said, if you were given a $10 billion loan at 0%, would you take it? And Dave Ramsey said no. Like, at 0%, like you can just take that $10 billion, immediately put it into an asset that generates 5%, and then just pay your minimum payments on the loan and have 5% growing on itself forever. Like, or you could just take the $10 billion, put it in an asset, and get paid 8% one time, and then pay back the loan, and now you have $80 million extra. Like, I don't know, but yeah. So if I ever have the opportunity to get free money, then I'm going to take it, and then I'm going to invest it and get paid off that. And that's what wealth building truly is saving your money and then having your money work for you. Is there risk? Yes. Do you have to have a risk tolerance? Of course. But I was told my whole life that real estate is risky. And I learned that real estate itself isn't risky. People just do really dumb crap with real estate. And that's what makes it risky. Like, thinking that you can put $0 down on a property, pay 6% interest over 30 years, and cash flow it to people that are going to pay their bills every single month they're living there, that's risky. But saving up $400,000 and then buying a $400,000 house in cash, you have $400,000. It's going to appreciate over time, and you can put renters in there and get paid dividends, your rent check, every single month. That's a super low risk way of making a ton of crap through real estate. Very low risk. Obviously, there's a risk because your house could get hit by a meteor and now you just lost $400,000. No one can account for that risk and that error. But I don't know. Real estate isn't risky. People take dumb risks in real estate. And I'm glad I learned that, because now when I get money, I know how to make it work for me. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I could retire today, but I really enjoy working, so I'm not going to do that. I invested $1,000 in 100 Maui Gym eyeglasses and sunglasses, but I didn't realize until I received them that they all have prescription lenses. Do you advise that I keep and sell them or return them? Yeah, so this is what I do for a living, is I sell prescription sunglasses as frames only. So you bought them at $10 each, and I think I've bought the exact same lot as you before, and you can sell them for $30, for like $22 plus shipping each. They're going to take a really long time to sell, and I got 100 of them for $380, not $1,000. So do with that information what you would like. But yeah, definitely make sure you're reading that things say frames only. Small loan of $1 million. Don't know what you're talking about. Using credit cards to pay off credit cards. No, don't do that. I mean, never carry a balance on your credit cards. That's the secret. Have credit cards and just pay them off. If you have a credit card with a $3,000 limit, but you don't have $3,000 in your bank account, don't use the credit card. Like, don't rack it to $3,000. Never rack a card anyway, unless you're like buying a huge investment that you can list on eBay and then pay it off. But never use a credit card to pay off a credit card. Just never need to pay off a credit card with another credit card. Like, make sure that you just don't have a balance. In your experience or opinion, how long can you successfully go on vacation mode? Are there consequences, eBay algorithm penalties for the longer you're away? Thanks. Replace the word algorithm with customer, and then you'll be set. So do you think that someone wants to buy something from you that's going to take 21 days to get there? Probably not. But people still do that all the time from Alibaba and Alibaba and stuff. So you can still even do that. But like, don't worry about the algorithm, worry about people. So are people going to buy from you if you have a 7-day handling time? Maybe, maybe not. If you close your store and you have 0 foot traffic over and over and over and over again, you're eventually going to go out of business, right? So yeah, you just have to keep everything in mind. So does the algorithm affect you daily? Of course it does, but forget about it. Just like completely forget about it and just make smart business decisions. Don't go on vacation for 21 days. Like, you know, you're not going to run a successful business if you're taking a 21-day vacation. But if you take a 4-day vacation, you're fine. If you take a 7-day vacation, you're good. Like, live your life and have a good time. But if you are doing a really long vacation to the point where you think that you're going to be negatively affected by the algorithm, then don't go on that long of a vacation. But if you are like super stressed about all the other dudes on eBay, on YouTube, that say that eBay is this horrible algorithmic monster that hates you and doesn't like you or them to make money, and you think that putting your store on vacation mode for 2 days is going to significantly hurt you, I would recommend to get away from that content and to seek out content that puts you in more of a positive light than a negative one, because eBay wants you to make money because they make money when you do. If I had 100 million in inventory, I would liquidate it and retire. Yeah, no, I would sell 99 million of it for 5 million. Let's do it. Use that. You can turn 5 million into 100 million pretty quickly. By the time you retire, like if I had $5 million today and I invested it properly, it'd be $100 million by the time I retire. It doubles about every every 5 years if you are aggressive and can really time things. So yeah, 5, 10, 20, 40, 80, 160 million in 30 years. Yeah, good stuff. I have 75 VCRs and I'm scared to list. Scammed 3 times on eBay. Oh, ship them to me. I'll buy them from you. I think you have to understand what scammed really means. Because a lot of times we say, oh, I sent out a working VCR and they said it wasn't working and I got scammed. When a lot of times, like, we just didn't send out, like, we didn't do the work to actually make sure that it functioned properly, right? So I would, like, you're probably a great guy, fat baby. I'm sure you're a great person, but statistically you probably have a negative mindset and you have kind of victimized yourself against eBay, and you have just told yourself that it is the buyer's fault and that it's eBay's fault when it's probably yours. So I would list those 75 VCRs, list the ones that have great sell-through rate, and make a ton of money. And if you're still too afraid, then sell them all to me for $4 plus shipping, and I will list them for sure. I'll even do $6 plus shipping. I'm a part-time reseller, and I'm also a video editor and want to start editing for YouTube resellers. Jay Wright, are you still looking for an editor? Yeah, I kind of am. I have a new GoPro, and I hate editing GoPro footage. So reach out to me at jwrightflips@gmail.com, and we can talk about some stuff. Can you point me in the direction to buy eBay glasses on bulk, please? Yeah, I've told you this a ton of times, options. I've told you this a ton of times. eBay.com. And I have like 4 videos to teach you how to do it. Okay, so watch my YouTube channel and then go to ebay.com and do what my YouTube channel says. True. What advice do you have for me starting a social media on my reselling? I'm going to be brutally honest with you. If you are an insecure person, or if you really value the opinion of other people, you need to change that, because people ask me to unlive myself every day. People tell me that I am a horrible, terrible human being every day, and people wish harm upon me every day. And it means nothing because it's just TikTok and Facebook and YouTube, right? But yeah, people will hate you. And so that is my advice, is if you can't deal with that, I really, really, really would recommend you don't do social media, okay? Now, if you can handle that, trigger people. That is how you grow on social media. So if you have a controversial opinion, or if you are very strong-minded in opinion, share that opinion and you will be good at social media. And then just keep sharing those opinions and be the best person you can be. Actually try to create value for people, and then really just own who you are and keep shoveling that message. And if you don't believe in yourself, and if you care about what other people think about you, then you will not survive in social media. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Hey, Jake, completely, I made it to 155 subs. LOL, you've given me and others some amazing advice. Please keep it up. You're doing great. Just wanted to reiterate that if no one told you that today. Hey, appreciate that, Thrifty Mom. One Thrifty Mom. If you guys haven't checked out One Thrifty Mom yet, go subscribe to her channel. She's awesome. Kevin lives in a really small area and he does just fine for himself. Tell me a city where there isn't a successful reseller. Like, I'm sorry to tell you guys this, but if you are really struggling to resell, it is not your area's fault, it is yours. And I say that with as much love and compassion as I can muster, because I know that people truly are struggling. But every single state and every single city, there are multiple successful resellers everywhere. Everywhere. It is not your area. It is your lack of knowledge, and that's okay. Because the cool thing about knowledge is we can acquire it. The cool thing about business acumen and skill is we can acquire those things. So whether you live in West Virginia or Utah or Texas. Like, dude, I've heard so many people say, oh my gosh, Dallas, Texas is horrible for thrifting. And I hear so many people say, oh my gosh, Dallas, Texas is amazing for thrifting. I don't know. I just really think it comes down to the reselling, not the area. How many items do you post today? Right now we're posting about 25. So I was going to maintain 3,000 active items, but we're selling too many items per day that we can't keep up with that. So my plan was I have 3,000, and if I sell 22, then I would list 22. But currently we're selling about like 32 items per day, and I'm only listing about 22 to 25. So I'm listing about like 25 a day, we'll say. Let's see here. Hello, J-Red. I already answered that question. What credit card do you have and recommend for business only and travel points? So I have a link for this somewhere, but it's just, it's the Chase Business Inc. Preferred. That's the one that gets you ×3 points on all shipping labels. And I also have another like Chase Inc. card that's 5 times points on office supplies and TV, internet, and phone that I use and all that good stuff. And then if you want to travel, then you can use the Chase Sapphire, because all of your points get a 25% boost. So if you have 100,000 points and you transfer all of those points to your Sapphire card, now you have 125,000 points. And then if you use those 125,000 points in Hilton hotels, that's a ×3. So now you have 475,000 points, right? So there's a lot of ways to hack those points. But the way that I utilize credit cards is I usually get like 11, not 11, that's aggressive. I get about 8 or 9 cents back for every dollar that I spend when I use it for travel. So it's really dope. So like that 300,000-ish points that I have that I showed you guys earlier, if I use them correctly, it can be close to 650,000 points, which is a really dope vacation. Like really, so I went to Kentucky for the 127 sale, and I got a round trip flight and a premium vehicle for 4 nights, and it only cost me like 29,000 points. So I could make that trip 10 times right now with just my like 285,000 points that I have. I feel like everyone in Central Florida is a reseller. Again, like you can just succeed anywhere. It's awesome. I picked up a wool Pendleton coat, but there weren't tons of sales versus the listings. Is this something you would have left behind? He just got to keep the comps ranging between 200 and 300 cost. No, I definitely would have bought that for sure. And you also have to understand that it's been summer and spring for the last 90 days, even more than 90 days. So yeah, the sell-through rate on that is going to be significantly lower during the summer than it is during the winter. So you got to keep that in mind when you're looking things up as well. Wolfman's Goodies, $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Howdy, everyone. If you guys haven't checked out Wolfman Goodies channel as well, great channel as well. Great channel here on YouTube, Wolfman's Goodies. Appreciate you, Chad. Let's see here. Are there things that sell better on Mercari than eBay from cross-posting? I only get like notifications from Mercari and rarely sell anything on Mercari. Nope. No, eBay is way better in every single category because they have a much bigger buying market. So Mercari is small eBay. Mercari doesn't have like we really specialize in clothing, or we really specialize in cards, or we really specialize in golf clubs. They don't have a specialization. They are just literally eBay, just significantly smaller. They have a much smaller buyer base. They have there's much less trust in Mercari because of name recognition. So yeah, everything that sells on Mercari sells better on eBay. And right now I'm selling about 15 to 20 items a day on eBay. I have all of those items listed on Mercari. And on Mercari, I'm selling 1 to 4 items. What do you think of the new pay advertising choices on eBay? Are they worth the extra cost to pay to drive sales? No. Now, just list really good items. Only pick up things that people are searching for. List them at a good price with a quality return policy, a quality shipping policy, and they will sell. Way to throw me under the bus here, bro. I was so excited to get on then, always having 1 million things going on. All in good love, man. Well, it's all out there. I'm off. Hook at me times. Love you, man. Keep it up. How do you keep track of your inventory and cost of goods? I'm trying to find a method that isn't line by line itemized. Thanks. I do line by line for a long time until you can cost average and then save enough receipts each month that you can prove a cost average. So if you buy a ton of things for $4 and a ton of things for 40 and a ton of things for 12, you can add all those numbers up and then divide them by 1, and then boom, you average $4.38 or $8.19, whatever it is, and then times that by how many you buy on average per day, and then times that by 365, and then your cost of goods will be $100,000 or $28,000 or whatever. So J-Ripe, last month was my busiest month. Been putting in hard work and sourcing a ton of new items. Been paying off. Thanks for the videos. I've learned a lot from you. Appreciate you. I've just learned when I list more good items, I get more sales. When I list more bad items, I get less sales. If I'm only putting in items that have an 80% sell-through rate, my sales go up dramatically as my store increases. If I put in a ton of items with a 10% sell-through rate, my sales stay exactly the same and go up by 1 every 100 active items every 90 days. So it takes me 90 days. Yeah, it just takes so long. So if you are constantly putting in fast moving items, you get more sales. If you are constantly putting in slow move items, you don't get more sales. What's an indie clover closet? So it's basically Poshmark in person. So you can just bring your clothes to a brick and mortar location, and they do a lot of advertising on social media for you, and they get people to come into their place, and then you have a closet, and you pay them a fee for everything that sells, and then you keep the rest. So a lot of people will go to Goodwill and stuff, and they'll buy clothes for cheap, especially at the bins, and then they will resell them at Indie Clover. Dude, my wife sells like used Target clothes that go for like $8 shipped on eBay. But because they look cute and you're in this Indie Clover atmosphere, she sells them for like $30. It's wild. Like, it's just nuts. So she can, like H&M, a lot of you know the brand H&M. They sell their stuff new for like $12. And she'll buy something at H&M, she'll wear it for a few months, and then she'll sell it at Indie Clover for $20. It's wild. It's just that atmosphere. Mercari, do you send offers to likers and or promote your listings? Is how often? I send offers to likers every once in a while on Mercari when I have nothing else to do. But I really hope that eventually they have bulk offers and they have automatic offers like eBay, and I will definitely do a lot more on that front. What is the default time frame when you filter to sold items and the time frame too large? It's 90 days, and I use it. It works extremely well. 90-day sell-through rate. The 90-day data is really nice. I got a cost adjustment from UPS for $1,500. Any advice on how to get my money back? Unfortunately, I have no advice for you. I'm sure there are YouTube videos out there. Julia, I would search how to win adjustments from UPS. Type that into YouTube right now and get your $1,500 back. Holy cow, that's nuts. Is $100 budget good for starting? Yeah, you can start for free. Go into your closet, get your most expensive item, sell it on eBay, use those profits to reinvest into your business. But yeah, $100 is great. $40 is great. I look up absolutely everything and you are full of poop. That's a lie. You don't look up absolutely everything. Thanks for all the answers. I'm thinking about seriously getting into this, and you've been extremely helpful. I love your attitude. Thanks, Nate. Appreciate you. I remember in an earlier video you posted every eBay item with 2.6% promotion. Has that changed? Yeah, I'm doing 3.1 now. I went down to 2.1, went back to 2.6. I'm at 3.1. I think I'll probably stay at 3.1 for a while. We'll just see what happens. But yeah, I'm really liking how many sales I'm getting at 3.1. This guy's making so much money, but can't afford a picture or two for his walls. Read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and you'll understand exactly what I'm doing. What does it take to get opted into the eBay International Shipping Program? I know it's supposed to opt you in at some point, but that tab is still not available on my seller page. I've made 58 sales, and all of my feedback is positive. That's awesome. I actually don't know the answer to that question. I don't know how many items you need to sell for that, but I wish I had a better answer for you, but just keep checking, I guess. I don't know. Because the International Shipping Program is awesome. You definitely want to be in it. Yeah, exactly. 75 Beanie Baby estate sale. They look individually wrapped. Current bid is $65. What do you think? Don't do it, Peter. Peter, don't buy the Beanie Babies. Beanie Babies are worthless. I promise you. I promise you. Some of them might go for like $15 shipped, which is good. Like if you can get Beanie Babies for 25 cents that sell for $15, that's a great profit margin. But yeah, Beanie Babies do not sell for hundreds and thousands of dollars. That's a lie. Which one of your videos is good to start for beginners? Awesome question. My most viewed video. Just go to my page and then filter most viewed. I think it has like 205,000 views or something like that. It's like 55 minutes. It's the ultimate beginner's guide for reselling on eBay in 2024. Watch that. Nice free plug. Thank you. I can't find the info for a sell-through rate on my phone. You search something on eBay and you see how many are listed, and then you filter to sold and you see how many are sold, and then you divide those two numbers, and that gives you your sell-through rate. So if you have 15 listed and 25 sold, that's a 60% sell-through rate. Very simple. Thanks for everything. Hey, I appreciate it, Peter. No, yeah, Peter, don't fall into the Beanie Baby trap. We all have. One of the first things I bought was on Facebook Marketplace. I bought the McDonald's Beanie Babies from London or whatever. They come in a 4 set, and I saw a few sold for like thousands of dollars, and I got a whole bucket for $25. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be a millionaire. Didn't work out that way. No Beanie Babies ever. Yeah, it's nuts. How do you know that the items that you are buying are authentic? Example, sunglasses. You can just kind of tell over time. So like here's some Ray-Bans, for example. This is going to be close to impossible to do over the screen, but sign number 1, the logo is metal and it is embedded into the frames. It's not printed. Number 2, it actually has an authentic model number, RB 2132902. Okay, that's really good. Second, they aren't incredibly easy to bend because they have high quality hinges, and it is acetate, not plastic. The way that you can tell it's acetate is when you bend it like this, you don't feel like you're gonna break it until you really force it. If they're plastic, you don't want to even really touch it at all because it'll break. So unfortunately, those are like the best answers I can give. It just comes with a lot of time of looking things up and just having that experience. And sometimes there are incredibly good fakes that there's just nothing you can do about it, right? So what I would recommend is staying away from the ultra high-end stuff like Chanel and Gucci, because those are faked all the time. Ray-Ban and Oakley's actually aren't faked that much, but they are faked a lot in like Mexico and Indonesia and Bali. If you guys have ever been to like any of those locations on vacation, they always have these shops on the beach or on the if you go on a cruise to Mexico, like Ensenada, for example, you get off the boat and there's a ton of shops. All of those Ray-Bans are fake, and they're easy to tell that they're fake. So Ray-Ban will put Ray-Ban right there in the corner of the majority of their lenses, right? When you buy them from Mexico or Bali, it is like terribly printed on there. Like it's super, super fake. And then also like they're never metal and they're never acetate. They're super, super plastic. So you can just really, you can just tell. Like the ultra fakes, it's very easy to tell when they're fake if you just do this for a minute. If you just handle sunglasses and you can feel, then you'll know soon. But The really good fakes, it's okay, just list them. And if they tell you to never list them again, then just never list them again. Hi from Australia. What's the best way to up my game? I am now 5 months doing approximately 5 to 6K a month, but I want to make it to a 6-figure business. That's awesome. I don't think you're really going to love the answer to this question, Amanda, but it's just time. Okay. You probably have, I don't know, let's say you have 2,000 items in your store and you're like, wow, I can just double this if I get to 4,000. But what you do in the pursuit of 2,000 items is you start to buy more crap and your sell-through rate goes down. So by the time you get to 4,000, you haven't doubled your sales. You've only increased them by sometimes as little as 10% up to 50% because the quality of items went down. Because if you could have already found 4,000 items with that fast sell-through rate, you would have already have bought them, right? But now you're trying to double your listings, so you don't have double the good items right now in this moment. You can increase your skill set to continue to find those items and double how many you're finding. But snap my fingers, I can't just go find 4,000 more really good items over the next month. I have to get better, right? So what we do is we say, oh, I want to double my listings. So we go out and we are less picky and we buy more junk. The answer to your question to get to a 6-figure business, this is just going to take a little more time. Just keep getting better every single day. Keep buying better and better inventory every day. And one day you'll look up and you'll be at that 6 figures pretty quick. So, but you're doing great. 5 to 6 months, only 5 months in. It's awesome. Keep it up. Jay Wright is a great person. He knows his values. Thanks, Texas Lady. I appreciate you. Texas Lady has been here. I think Texas Lady was like my 50th subscriber, maybe like 200th, but definitely under 200. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. My sales are up. I want help with video, please, Jay. Watch my most viewed video if you want some extra help. That's a great place to go. Oh, dang, look at that lighting. Boom. Look how crispy that is. Should have been doing it like this the whole time. Put a 2 in the chat if you think my lighting just got better. Put a 1 in the chat if you think it got worse. Okay, this is option 1, and this is option 2. Put a 1 if you think it got worse. Put a 2 if you think it got better. Really appreciate the feedback. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Yeah, okay, sweet. 2, 2, yeah, tons of 2s. Okay, thank you guys, appreciate you. Hey Jake, do you buy much on Facebook Marketplace? Justin Resells has a video on how to bypass the Facebook algorithm to find the most recent marketplace listings, which you can monetize. Are you successful on your end? Yeah, I do a lot of Facebook Market snipes. I actually recommend that video that you're talking about all the time. Me and Sunny did a podcast on it once, and we recommended that video because it's an amazing video. I also really recommend Justin Resells' channel. Awesome guy, awesome content. I could have sworn this was a video. Now I can't find it. What's a good percent of inventory sold per month? I don't really do like a per month basis. I do a 90-day basis, which you could just divide by 3. So I shoot for an 80% total store sell-through rate, which means if I have 1,000 items today, 90 days later, I would only have 200 items if I stopped listing. So just if you have that 1,000 store with 80% sell-through rate over 90 days, just divide that 800 by 3. Oh, I have a handheld GPS that I have listed for I think 140, and someone just offered me 100. Yeah, I'm gonna take it. 140. I'll take a $100 offer. And then I also have a $40 subwoofer that someone's offering me $12.50. Decline. Let's see. I appreciate your tips and tricks. Your channel is a top 5 for me. I really am trying to learn. Just can't understand why I can't see sell-through rates info on my phone. Can you please help? Yeah, I think I answered this for you, but I'll say it again. So it doesn't just like show you the sell-through rate. You just have to take the amount listed divided by the amount sold, and the number that you come up with is the sell-through rate. Yep, flea markets, antique malls equal successful resellers, and everywhere has them. Yep, there's just profitable junk everywhere in America. It's awesome. Do you have a favorite thrift store you like to buy from? And do you have your favorite stores? Yeah, so Deseret Industries is my favorite, but dude, the Savers and the Goodwills here are just as good. I'm liking all the I'm liking thrift stores. Let's see here. Oh yeah, appreciate you thrifting, Mom. All of your videos show listed items that aren't in boxes. How do you know how much to charge for shipping before the item is boxed or taped? You can weigh the item and then just guess how much the box is going to weigh. Most boxes weigh like 2 to 10 ounces. So yeah, once you sell enough items, you just kind of know. So I don't have like a better answer for that. But yeah, like if you weigh something and it weighs 6 ounces and it ships in a poly bag, just wrap it in some bubble wrap, put it in a poly bag, and it will still be less than 7 ounces. If you sell a big receiver and it weighs like 20 pounds, you can just put like 22 pounds, things like that. I wish I had a better answer for you. I'm sorry. When are you going to come to Florida, Jake? So I think we're actually going to be there in February, but I don't think we're going to be doing any like thrifting or anything. I think it's just going to be just purely a vacation. You said you don't have a death pile and that you list 20 to 25 items a day. I see you purchase pretty large lots of glasses and go thrifting every day. Can you explain? Yeah, I just list a ton of stuff. So this is currently my death pile. Sweet, they already paid for the GPS. So this is my current death pile. So we got 100 of these today, and we've already listed 40 of them. So I have about a 60 glasses death pile, and I only launch 20 to 25 items per day, but I draft way more than that. So I have a draft bank, and then every morning I launch from that draft bank. And if I get to where I have a ton of drafts, then every once in a while, randomly, I'll just launch 100 items instead of 20 to 25. So that's how I'm constantly not having a death pile. All right, let's see here. We don't have too many more questions, which is great. So I'll just try to go through the last few questions, try to catch up completely with the chat, and then we'll get out of here. We got 189 people in here. Really appreciate a subscribe and a like. Am I still using Deal Soldier? Yeah, I use Deal Soldier daily. It's really awesome. I'd really appreciate it if you guys subscribe to my JRide Picks channel. If you guys like live thrifting, you guys like this light right here. If you guys like live thrifting and live garage sales, then I'd really appreciate a subscribe on my JRide Picks channel. Right now we are on JRide Flips, but I also have JRide Picks. I would like to take my reselling as a real business, but I feel like you need to have some business knowledge on how to run a store. Any tips to improve? Watch my most viewed video. It's just a complete guide on selling on eBay in 2025. And that's all you need. And then just keep listening to business people, keep listening to eBay specific content, just keep watching all that stuff and you'll be good to go. Is there a sell-through rate you would just ignore completely if the profit was high enough, like 10 listed, 1 sold, but it was like 300 and you buy for 10? No, I'd buy that. I just barely bought a valve that sells for $2,500 with a, like, I think there's like 32 listed and 2 sold, but I bought it and I listed it for $1,500. So I think if that answers your question. I just started reselling at the end of February. I think I'm doing great thanks to you and other resellers' advice. I'm getting better every day at finding great items for great prices. Thank you. I really like that last sentence. You're getting better at finding great items. That is the name of the game. Too many people are focused on grooming the algorithm or making better listings. Okay listings with amazing items will sell much faster with will sell much better than bad items, okay items with really great listings. It's more important to find an item that people are actually looking for than it is to just try to make something sell that people are interested in. Do you promote your listings? Yes, I promote all my listings at 3.1%. Is there a way to turn off the discounts on eBay for the seller? Yeah. Oh, I think you're talking about the shipping discount. Yeah, just Google that and it'll take you right to the page where you can turn it off. Just Google turn off eBay seller discount, shipping discount. It'll take you right to it. I've been reselling for a couple months now, and the videos are super helpful. Thanks for all you do. Hey, thank you so much. Appreciate you. So true, man. I just look for good selling items to sell and learn that from you. So thanks again. Just keep doing that. Mile High Flipper. People, I'm assuming you're from Denver. People tell me all the time Denver is terrible. And then other people tell me all the time Denver is awesome. So again, I really just think it comes down to the picker. Say someone gave you 1,000 pairs of women's shoes to resell, but they're all in piles unmatched. What system would you use to find each matching shoe? I've never done that, so I don't think I could give great advice, but I would just play a ultra game of what's that matching game where you have the cards and you flip them over? You just do that until you have them all matched up. I know how math works, but I don't see where to find that in my phone. Is it because I'm not officially a seller yet? No, it's just look for an item on eBay, and it'll tell you on the bottom, like here. Like if you type in GoPro Hero 7, hopefully you're still watching. Probably aren't, but if you are, right there at the bottom, it says 539 results. So I just searched GoPro Hero 7. And then right at the bottom, it says 539. Then you go to filter and you scroll to sold. Okay. And then right there at the bottom, 1,100 sold. Okay. So there's more than double the amount selling every 90 days than there are listed. Okay. Sweet, guys. Everyone, we just have a few more questions. Awesome. How do you list or draft items so fast? I use my cell phone. If you want to look up J-Ride Flips fast listings, you should be able to find it. Yeah, I just list from my phone, and I just work really hard. As you list more and more and more, you should be getting faster and faster and faster until you peak, and then you can just maintain that peak. But yeah, just actively try to get better at what you're doing, and then you'll get pretty fast. Can you talk about eBay fees? Is it for ads sold? Yeah, if you sell anything on eBay, you're going to pay on average 13% in fees for the total sales price, including what it sold for, the shipping, and the taxes. Then if you want to move your item quicker, you can pay additional fees for what's called promoted listings. So yes, if you sell anything on eBay, you're going to pay around 13% plus on fees. Do you do any one-on-one chats? I don't like to charge for my service for like talking about eBay on the internet. Just because you can find all this information for free, and this is why I do these live, so you can ask me these direct questions. But as humbly as I can say this, I make a lot of money per hour. So in order to like do those coachings, I would have to charge quite a bit of money, and I don't want to do that. I would rather just give the information for free. So if you want to email me at jrideflips@gmail.com and get a one-on-one coaching session, you can do that, but I'd much rather just give it to you guys for free in these lives, right? So I don't offer any one-on-one coaching services, and I don't have any like paid groups or anything like that. Just went over to subscribe to the Picks channel. Awesome. Thank you so much. If you guys could subscribe to JRide Picks, if you guys like live picking content, that would be awesome. Any opinions on Commonwealth Pickers bulk buy website? I have sold over 20 lots and I have bought over 20 lots. So I really like them. Can you elaborate on cosmetics you sell? Same as every category in my store. I look for the top selling items, and I reject the slow sell-through items. Let me know if you have any additional questions. Waited 40 minutes to answer my question, and he never did. Never watched it again. I actually remember talking about you specifically, Fat Boy, because you have a funny name. But hope you find what you're looking for here on YouTube, and you will be greatly missed. How do you pack things like glasses? I wrap them in a ton of bubble wrap, and then I put them in a poly mailer or a box. But yeah, if you just wrap it in bubble wrap until you can't see it, it's going to be very protected. Denver is great for thrifting, in my opinion. You just got to know what to look for. That's all. Completely agree. Oh, guys, Ronald McDonald is here. Please stop in for free value mail while you're out thrifting. I'd love to, man. Appreciate you. Guys, this is how you troll. When I first met Ronald McDonald here on my lives like a year and a half ago, he was a bit too aggressive. I had to time him out for a few minutes here and there. But now he trolls in like a very respectable way, and it's actually just funny. So I appreciate you. So keep doing what you're doing there, Ronald McDonald. But if you start to use too harsh of language or spend a little too much, gotta put you back in your corner. But I actually really like your comments. It's actually funny. I like the idea of Deal Soldier, but it takes me a while to find deals on it, and when I do, it says my local stores are sold out. LOL. Not sure yet if it's worth the effort yet, but I'll keep trying. Yeah, it's not for everyone. So if you like it, keep it. If it doesn't work for you, then you don't have to keep it, and then maybe just try again in a month or a year or whatever it is. But it's definitely a huge tool in my belt. I use it daily, and I make a lot of money from it. What's your theory on why people cancel purchases instantly after paying? Enjoy your vids, very helpful. Just buyer's remorse. They actually they thought about buying something, and then they actually once they purchased it, they're like, I don't want it anymore. There's a ton of different reasons. So the drafts you make when you're looking up items and decide to buy it, right? So you can list faster instead of looking it up again. No, I buy everything and then I bring it home and then I look it up and then I copy someone else's listing that has already sold it and then I list it. Again, I have a video on that. If you just type in JRed Flips fast listings, you should be able to find it. Okay. All right, guys. Well, I really appreciate you guys coming out here. Please like the video. Please subscribe to JRed Picks if you haven't yet. And if you guys like live sourcing videos. If you don't like live sourcing, don't subscribe. Only if you like to do it. But I really appreciate you guys coming out here. I'm going to go on a walk with my wife and dog. And I really appreciate you guys. You guys have a great day.